Have you ever heard of a part of the California coast that development and maybe even time itself just completely forgot? A place so rugged and wild that the iconic Highway 1 literally had to give up and just go around it? Well, today, that's exactly where we're going. We're exploring the Lost Coast. You know, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? A rare piece of California still feels untouched, still feels like it's waiting for you. That hits different. It tells you this isn't just a location on a map. It's an actual experience. All right, so let's dive right in with the million-dollar question. In a state as famous and developed as California, how on earth did an entire piece of the coast just get lost? What's the story here? Okay, so officially, this is the Lost Coast. It's this super remote, mostly undeveloped area up in Humboldt and Mendocino counties. And get this, that name isn't just some cool marketing slogan. It's literally called the Lost Coast because people started leaving in droves back in the 1930s. And here's the real reason why it's so isolated. The mountains here are incredibly steep. I mean, they basically shoot straight up out of the Pacific Ocean. So when engineers tried to build major roads through here, like the famous State Route 1, they just couldn't. It was too hard, too expensive. The landscape itself basically put up a giant "Do Not Enter" sign. So really, it comes down to this choice, right? On one side, you've got the daily grind. We all know it. Traffic, deadlines, the whole rat race. And on the other side, you've got the Lost Coast. Tide pools, fires on the beach with driftwood, a real, authentic escape. It's a completely different vision for how to live. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit, right into the heart of the Lost Coast. We're talking about the King Range. And trust me, this is where the landscape goes from dramatic to just truly extreme. Take a look at this number, 4,091 feet. That's the height of King Peak, the tallest mountain out here. And it rises almost vertically from the beach. Just try to picture that for a second. That massive scale is what creates this incredible, totally isolated world. And with all that height comes some seriously extreme weather. The King Range gets more than 100 inches of rain a year. 100 inches! That makes it one of the wettest spots on the entire California coast. Yeah, this is not the sunny California you see on postcards. This is something else entirely. It's wild. You know, all this intensity, the rain, the terrain, it creates this really unique, kind of puzzling forest. It's constantly being shaped by fires and erosion, and botanists have been scratching their heads for years, wondering why the famous coastal redwoods don't grow here. Instead, it's just two main trees that can handle it, the super tough Douglas fir and the amazing sugar pine. Now, you might think nobody could live in a place this wild, but there is a community here. So let's zoom in one more time and check out the human side of the Lost Coast, a tiny little town called Shelter Cove. And when I say tiny, I mean tiny. This chart really puts it in perspective. The population is just 803 people. See that little sliver of the donut? That's the town. The rest of it? That's the 60,000-acre wilderness that surrounds them. It's incredible. And here's the thing that's so fascinating about Shelter Cove. It's a complete paradox. On the one hand, you have this rugged, absolute seclusion. You're surrounded by wilderness, you've got these amazing black sand beaches. But then, on the other hand, you find stuff like a private airport, a 9-hole golf course, and even inns and restaurants. It's wild. And this quote kind of sums up the vibe of the people who love this place. I enjoy spending all 4 seasons here. It's worth the long drive a few times a year. See? That tells you something. This isn't just a quick vacation spot. It's a place people are deeply connected to. Okay, so we've gone from the big picture of the coast down to the community inside it. Now, let's make this whole idea even more real. Let's look at one specific, tangible piece of this amazing coast. 762 Upper Pacific Drive. This isn't just a concept anymore. This is a real address, a specific spot on the map where this entire story of nature, seclusion, and community all comes together. So let's get into the nitty-gritty for a second. This particular lot is just under 4,000 square feet. It's zoned for a house, and you could even build a small second unit on it. But look at that price. $50,000 for a piece of the California coast. I mean, that alone tells you just how different this place really is. But at the end of the day, it's not about the numbers, is it? It's about this feeling right here, That moment you're standing on your own piece of land, looking out at that view, and you can just turn to someone and say, I love this view. I'm so glad we purchased the lot. And they just say, me too. That's the dream, right? So this all brings us to a much bigger question. What does it actually mean to own a part of a place like this? What kind of relationship can a person even have with the wild? Because it's about so much more than just owning a piece of dirt. It's about the opportunity to build that coastal cabin you've always dreamed of. It's about waking up and smelling Douglas fir and the ocean. You're investing in a whole new lifestyle, a genuine escape from all the noise, and it's still only about a 5-hour drive from the Bay Area. And so I guess I'll just leave you with this final thought. In a world that is always on, always connected 24/7, what is the real value of a place that's defined by the very fact that it was, and in so many ways still is, lost? It's definitely something to think about.